What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Unconditional Podcast. I'm your host, Rabbi Michael Schoening. I've got my guest today, Carissa Selena. How are you?
I'm doing so well today. How are you?
So good. Did I pronounce your last name right?
Yes, absolutely.
Good. I was like 1 out of 3 options, so I think I'm good. I want to thank everybody for joining us today and all the likes, subscribes, all the shares, follows, depending on what platform you're on, and joining us. This is the Unconditional Podcast where we empower entrepreneurs to overcome trauma, to become set in their true identity, and to keep healthy boundaries in life. We do all this by sharing real and raw stories and expert secrets. Our first sponsor of the show is Planet Duct, Southern Colorado's best air duct cleaning company. They even clean my personal air ducts and dryer vents at home, and I need to call them out again because it's fall, and I just need to be efficient when it's getting cold. They're also certified by the National Air Duct Cleaners Association. When it comes to your family's lung health, hire the best. Check them out today at planetduct.com. Again, Carissa, thank you for being my guest, and you're one of my newer friends in my life, and I'm excited. We had a great phone call the other day. What projects have been keeping you busy lately?
So my most recent project, I'm actually about to publish my first children's book. So that's coming out next month, The Seed.
Nice.
So that one. And then actually decided to start my own business recently. So, hey, why not?
Why not?
Yes.
That's awesome. So your children's book, tell us a little bit about that. And when's that going to be available?
So it should be available the end of November. We're working on the very final edits right now. Super exciting. And then we're going to send it to the printers. We're going to have it ready. And we're actually going to be taking it on tour all over the United States. So that'll be amazing. I have a picture of the cover if you want to see it.
Yes.
Okay.
I've got my book next to me.
So it's called The Seed. So there she is, little seed about to go on a journey. So that's coming out soon. That's my I'm just so excited about it.
I know. And you told me a little bit about it. I mean, there's quite the journey that led to the book. I feel like the book is more of a product of your life experiences than it is, I don't see you so far as maybe, I mean, things change all the time, but I don't see you as someone, into the children's book industry to just there for the profit, but I see that you're there for the influence because you've had an influence on your life. Love to talk about that a little bit. But first, you said you're starting a business. Okay, you got to tell us more.
So I've been dabbling in this idea for a while, and something in my heart and soul just kept like pulling me back to this idea of having my own business where I do health coaching, behavior change coaching, and personal training. And I'm getting some extra training to be able to work specifically with trauma, people who have gone through emotional trauma, to help them live the best life possible as well.
I love it. I've got over, I think, 60 certifications and licenses now, working with people in trauma. It is one of the most central themes to all of humanity. And I feel like it's one of the most taboo things that in all humanity we don't want to talk about. Hey, you went through something and it's still bothering you years later. What's wrong with you? Grow up, be an adult. And it's like, no, I mean, I explain people this way. I said, okay, you walk into your backyard and you step on something sharp. Well, we're in the high place. Maybe it's a cactus, up in Colorado, right? So you go outside and you're barefoot and you step on a cactus, right? What do you say?
Ouch.
Well, sometimes are a derivative of God's name.
Oh, you swear? Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah. Whatever your native language is, it comes out. That's what I know. Whatever you haven't spoken, Swedish in 20 years, it will come out if you step on a cactus. So you step on a cactus, you go, oh, I'm not doing that again. So here's a healthy response. I'm going to wear shoes next time I'm in the backyard. Here's an unhealthy response. I'm never going outside again, because there's probably cactuses everywhere. So if you're going through something in life and you've created disadvantages for yourself because of your experience, if you're a victim instead of a survivor of the thing, then it can become a disorder, right? So order is you're going through life in a way that makes sense. It's not just about my socks are in the sock drawer. It's that things are the way they should be. They're in order. But an unhealthy response it's a chaotic response, right? And so post-traumatic stress disorder is when your physical body, you know all this, but I'm saying this for our viewers here, is when your physical body and your mind and your heart, your spirit, everything about you has a very negative response. And I should say reaction, not response, a reaction to something that no longer exists in your world. It happened already. It's not happening anymore. Maybe there's a trigger, but the thing is not happening. Just because the car backfired and some guy jumps behind the couch doesn't mean he's under attack in Afghanistan, right? So it's interesting. So the seed, so your business, you are doing fitness training, fitness coaching?
Yeah, fitness coaching and really anything in the health realm that they want to do. Yeah.
So I love this because
smoking cessation, weight loss, anything like that.
Really? You help people smoke.
Cessation. Stopping.
I'm kidding. We do smoke coaching. Yeah, we help get them up to 2 packs a day. We really it's tough training, but we do. No, I'm kidding. And it's I love it because it's obvious how often you're going to run into people who are in your industry with health, that there's an overlapping thing with trauma. Mm-hmm. And my guess is the first time you meet somebody, they're not as open to talk about it. How do you work your way into a relationship somebody where you're willing to say, great, what is your greatest fear? First thing people are going to say if they don't know you very well is what? Snakes, the IRS, bees, spiders, sharks, mother-in-law. A fitness coach, fitness trainer, whatever it is. But how do you really build that relationship and trust with a client to be able to talk about those deep traumatic things?
Well, so that's a really good question. And honestly, a lot of it depends on the person themselves. Not everyone is ready to go that deep and go into that space. And that's okay. And if they're not, then I am merely there for them in the space that they hold. And that is okay too.
Yeah.
In order to dig deeper, I like to talk with them about why are they here? Like, why do they want to make those changes? And usually as you go along in that conversation, you start to find that there is something a little bit deeper going on. And it really is up to the person to allow themselves to go there. But I try my best to help them be comfortable in that way. And I feel like I've been very, very transparent in my own journey to help them feel comfortable. And something you said earlier about trauma is kind of this universal thing. When you open up to somebody like that, I feel like 9 times out of 10, they're just so much more comfortable to share back with you. So I think leading by example in that way is so important.
So you lead with relatability. Is that what I'm hearing?
I think you're right.
This is so stinking powerful because, okay, shameless plug. All right, so my book, like I've been talking about it on so many shows because I love it, and if anybody wants it, it is absolutely life-changing. It's the Unwind, 30 evenings for the entrepreneurial mind. It's it's a devotional. It takes 5 minutes a night. I even did it on a dark background so you can read it before you go to bed. But this is transformative. I made it for stressed out, busy entrepreneurs. And I've got people doing marriage counseling that are using my devotional, and it's helping them with their marriage, help saving their relationship. I'm like, but what this is 30 different things that I've learned, 30 different things that I've experienced, and 30 different things that I want to do better. That's what that book is. I wrote this thing in the springtime. For the first time, I'm going through my own devotional. And it's messing with me because I want to be like, seriously? Identity? You don't think I know who I am? You can't tell me who wrote.
Oh yeah.
I wrote it. So it's this point where it's a reminder of I can be better. I want to be better. And I reach people on a very personal level with the coaching, speaking, and writing and preaching and stuff that I do. When I work with people, is because I relate to them on the things that they're going through. It reminds them, one, you're not the first one to go through this. I think that's the biggest mistake we make. I am the first one to ever step on a cactus. No one is going to understand how I feel,
Right.
And it's like, no, there's people out there with scars on the bottom of their feet too. So I love that you relate to people, and that is, of course, the root of relationship. It is the state of relating to people. That's what a relationship is. We relate to each other on things that we go through in life. So let me ask you: has there been what was a tipping point? What was this pivotal moment in your life where you were like, "There's something better. I don't like where I'm at in life. I'm gonna make changes." Um, what was that shift?
Yeah, I was in a pretty dark place myself. I had post traumatic stress disorder and deep, deep depression. Was
Mhm.
trying to do just about anything possible to make that feeling go away.
Well,
And luckily, I do remember my mom coming to me one day, and I was in my early 20s, and her just telling me, like, Carissa,
2 years ago or
you
what?
like I'm done walking. I'm done walking on eggshells around you. Like, you're miserable. You've had it rough, and I'm sorry, but I can't do it anymore. And I realized at that point that, like, I wasn't just making my own life miserable. I was ruining the lives around me.
This was your mom?
This was my mom.
Okay. Have you thanked your mom for being this brave and bold?
Oh, absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. And we are closer than we've ever been.
Oh yeah.
But that got me into therapy and getting me the recovery that I needed. And from there, really just seeing this transformation in my life and then wanting to take that and help people do what most people think is impossible, and that's change.
Yeah. Wow. So I was watching this podcast. I listen to so many podcasts, and one yesterday it was Jordan Peterson, and he was saying, like, he's shocked at how many people are not willing to stand up to their kids and even let them know when their kid is expressing a behavior that they don't like. And it was like, well, yeah, we always say, yeah, we love the kids, and we'll do anything for them, but at a certain point it's like, why am I allowing my kid to we should never allow our kids to become someone that we would despise, somebody that we, because that kills that relationship. We should never have extreme negative feelings against our kids. And I think a lot of people secretly do, and they're just slowly over the years choking their throat at Thanksgiving dinners. And it's like, I love that your mom's like, look, you're going through a lot, so it's relating. I understand. I feel you. So she's expressing that sympathetic and empathetic, side of her, that nurturing side. And she's saying, however, this is hurting me,
Mhm.
and I love this. There's a saying, if you probably heard it, hurt people hurt people. Have you ever heard someone say that? So I
Mhm.
made my own. You ready? Healed people heal people.
I love it. I love it.
So now you're in a space where you're helping to heal other people. Tell us more about how you're doing that, and also how the book came along.
Yeah, absolutely. So, definitely doing that through the business that I'm building. And then I've been doing some public speaking as well. One quick thing I wanted to mention that has been so very cool is any speaking gig I do, any writing that I've done, my mom actually calls me. And she actually sent me an email probably about a month ago just telling me, Chris, I'm so proud of you. And
Oh,
she's like, I learn something new every time I hear you talk. And just to have my own mom, she, ugh, she's the one who
yeah,
saw that pain and that struggle.
yeah,
And then to have her see me, so many years later and just be like, girl, you've got this. And I'm learning from your story,
yeah.
is really cool. So just on a personal note that, and then, yeah, when I started writing this children's book a few years back, and I'm actually writing my memoir right now. But because that's taking a while, my publisher was like, "Do you have anything else?" And I had this book and about this tiny little seed going on a journey as I'm writing this book. I didn't even realize I was writing about myself.
You are the seed.
Yes.
Wait. Are we not supposed to say that? Like, is that a secret at the end of the book? What we're supposed to give away? Or?
I honestly think that any human being can be the seed. Like it's that relatable. And just in the groups of people that I've had read it from little kids all the way up to adults, it's just this like that relatability that you're talking about. So yeah.
Wow. That's so powerful. And so where's we need the book now. I have a feeling that,
I know.
like this is a children's book, right?
Yeah.
But
So
do you know how many parents you're going to impact when the kid says, read me a book before bed, and the parents are reading this over the kid? Do you understand like what you're going to do to the parents? You're going to transform the parents, and the parents are going to parent in a whole different way when they understand that trauma perspective, right?
yeah.
What is okay, I got to ask this. We've only got like a minute and a half,
Yes.
and I go overtime so often. But in the fitness and health world, what is the biggest fear of your clients?
Ooh. Honestly, I
could ask something simpler, like what's your biggest fear, but I didn't want to put you too much on the spot.
Yeah, I think a lot of people, I think deep down, they don't think that they're going to accomplish their goal. I think that they're afraid they're actually going to fail.
Really?
And I think that's why a lot of people never actually begin or give it all.
I feel like that's beyond fitness. I feel like that's the year and a half I talked about doing a podcast and didn't do it because
because fitness, people don't know. I mean, the way you exercise your body is so tied into your mental state. It's tied to the traumas you've been through. So it's merely an expression. And so I like to take the way our bodies work and our minds work and kind of put them together.
I love that. So it's a holistic approach.
Yes.
And with that trauma piece, I think you're doing something a lot of people don't do. You're relating. Sorry, I got to use that word again. That's like the theme of this episode. You're relating to people. And I believe that's because you see from the other point of view. You see when mom was relating to you on such a deep personal level, when a lot of parents are like, shut up, grow up, move out of my basement, get a life, go read a book, just whatever, figure it out. It's like, it doesn't work.
Right.
I can't imagine that would ever work in the health and wellness, industry is, just don't eat that crap anymore. Just get on the treadmill more,
So much deeper. There's so much work to be done, but it is worth it.
I love it. I've been hitting the gym a lot more lately. And the other day I was like, I only have 20 minutes at the gym. I'm not going to go. And then I went 10 minutes on the treadmill and 10 minutes with weights. And I got one of my kids with me, and he's on the bike that doesn't go anywhere. What's it called?
The recumbent stationary bicycle?
Yeah, I don't know. It's a bike that doesn't go anywhere. I know it has a name, but
there's all kinds.
I'm not a gym guy. So, Carissa, we're just about out of time, but I want to hear more about the book when it comes out. So when the book is released, please come back on the podcast, come back on the show, and I want to introduce the book. Great to have you read like the first page or something.
Love it.
And I believe it's going to impact more than kids, but I'm excited because this is a generational thing that this book is going to do. So, and then the memoir, we'll have another show when that comes out. And then I think you're going to have some really good pro tips for people that are at home, just trying to get that internal motivation to hire someone or to go to the gym or whatever. And I think that's going to be another show. This is like, one of several different shows. So let's mention our sponsors here. We've got Unshakable by Peter Lynch. It is a coaching program online. It is the Elite Mastermind for men, and he is a specialist in trauma, but also in sales. So if you are a guy in the sales world, get a hold of him and go to sleek.bio/unshakable. And then we have Garage Fitness. Speaking of fitness, Gordon Burdecki brings us Garage Fitness. He's got a great story as well. We interviewed him a couple days ago where basically the gym he was training of kind of closed out, and he said, fine, just meet in my garage. And he had a bunch of people, and he started this whole movement, Garage Fitness. And you could see his work at garagefitnessspa.com. And he has a 21-day challenge coming up that I'm a part of, that I'm going to be challenging myself in. So I'm excited for that. And that is Garage Fitness, professional fitness coaching from anywhere at Garage Fitness Spa. unconditionalpodcast.com. And thank you, everybody, for watching and listening, and for the likes, subscribes, follows, and shares. And Carissa, thank you so much for your time
Thank you.
and being on the show. And how can people hire you for fitness? Do they need to be in Colorado or?
No, actually, I do virtual as well as in-person training. So yeah, they can find me on either one.
And you do holistic health. So are you doing food programs as well and just lifestyle?
Yeah. So along the health lines, I don't get deep into nutrition, but we do the basic level. I'll always refer out if it's, something very specific.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So Carissa, thank you so much. Can't wait to see you on the next Unconditional podcast. And for everyone else, stay unconditional. We'll see you next time.